What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So as promised, I'm gonna give you guys a rundown of all the updates that has happened on the car since my last episode. Well, since the last episode. Now if you're only here for the catch can, go ahead and find it in the bottom of this video. I'm gonna add like a little, I forget what they're called, but basically you can navigate it from down here. Alright, so I'm gonna record it in here because there's some stuff going on inside the house. It's a little bit noisy, but I'll try to remember kind of the major things that happened since, you know, my last upload. One of the major one is I broke an axle. So that right there cost me pretty much an axle right there. Could have been worse. Now this incident actually cost me a few months because I ended up having to order an upgraded axle, and there was a long lead time. 6 weeks lead time was what I was quoted. Then there were some delays, and yeah. So after I got that, I was good to go, and then I was having some oiling issue. So I tore down the engine, added some high volume, high pressure oil pump, and then added some more goodies because, you know, why not? So these are 799 heads, and they're actually one of those NASCAR ported heads. As you can see, there's like the QR code thing going on right here. The cam is now a Stage 3 twin turbo cam, even though, you know, I don't have a twin turbo. But this cam definitely carries the power way better than the old one. Next change is for my exhaust manifold. They're actually now more equal length, and what I was trying to do is trying to basically make everything, you know, both sides identical and each turbo is identical. So that happened, and also now as you can see there's a merge here, there's a merge here. So it is actually a Treadstone intercooler, and it goes to the bottom, and then one, actually no, it goes to the top of the intercooler, to the top of the intercooler, and then one exit on the intercooler that goes into the intake right there. So if you follow this line right here, that goes to the intercooler, and on this side, this one right here goes to the intercooler right there. Now because of this change, of course, now I had to add another hole, which is now over there. So I got to do something about this hood. I think this is now my kind of permanent setup. I'm not sure what else I could do for this car, kind of for the future, right? The only way I could really change this up is if I were to go single or twin turbo. So I think I'm gonna have to permanently do something about the hood. So while we're here, let's talk about the catch can. As you guys can see, one massive breather, and it goes through to both of the valve covers. Now the nice thing about the setup is under boost, it goes up that way, right? And it's working really well. But I actually have a secondary catch can right there. Now this one right here pulls also from the valve cover, which is all the way here. And then it has a check valve, which is right there, and it goes into the intake. So under idle, it would actually full vacuum all the way there into the intake, and under boost, it goes out this way. Now you don't have to set up two catch can like I did here. This is probably handling right around, I don't know, 900 to 1,000 horse, which is kind of what my guesstimate power level in this car is. Now I'm choosing to run two catch can because I want to be able to pull under vacuum. They do sell, like, I think Mighty Mouse sells so like one unit that's has a combined, but yeah. So if you want to just keep it really simple, run the giant hose from both sides of the valve cover into a breather, and that should be good. Something else that you probably have noticed, I cleaned up my brake lines just a little bit better there. So that's now cleaned up. Alright, so now let's talk about the gauges. I used to have it kind of all over the place. Now I'm just centralizing it on this area right here. Mainly because I want to be able to remove the dash like really easily without it having to do all that disconnect of the gauges. But also because I've noticed that I don't really look at this too much. I look at the day log a lot more. Now I also moved the watt box right here. That's because it flashes when it's working, so I need to be able to see that. And if you look here, I'm actually now visually logging my oil temp and oil pressure just because I want to make sure those are always good, considering how high of an RPM I'm now shifting on this car. Now here's the thing about the time. I'm happy that the car is running 3.7, but I'm also not happy that it's only running 3.7. Because at this point, it needs more power to break into the 2s. Or it can go really light, which I don't know how else I can go really light. I mean, I have the back seat back when I did that test, so I could drop maybe 100 pounds total of miscellaneous kind of things that I know I could still drop. But that's it. So I don't know how much more creative I can get, you know, to drop a second of that time. Now, of course, there's always room for improvement in the tune, but specifically this part. So I really need to figure out how to build that boost a lot faster than it's doing right now, because that's not gonna get me into the twos. Alright guys, so I think that's all the changes that happened in the car. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.